welcome back to the Stoic Cellist. In past episodes, we've discussed the following ideas. Only think about what you can do today to be better than yesterday, being your own friend, and the critical importance of humility and the nature of progress. Today, I'm going to talk about the importance of discipline. This episode will have little direct advice on practicing in preparation, but it applies to everything we have discussed and will discuss in the future. Furthermore, it is a critical component of success in all aspects of life. As in the first episode, when we questioned what it means to practice, let's ask what it means to have discipline. In my experience, it is a word that has fallen out of fashion in many areas. It conjures an image of an overbearing parent, of a life devoid of fun and leisure, of relentless structured activity. This couldn't be further from the truth. Discipline in your life will set you free in every measurable way. With discipline, you can achieve your goals and build a life that is resilient in the face of challenge and adversity, not to mention a life that is enjoyable and fulfilling. With discipline, your life will be rewarding, both in work and in play. So, what is discipline? It's a collection of good habits that facilitate doing what is necessary to build the life you want. It's the ability to not only set a goal, but to break it down into a series of incremental steps that are subsequently executed. It's a mindset of doing what you need to do in your life, not just to survive, but to thrive. Not just reacting to basic needs, but being proactive to improve your life. It means giving as much attention to washing your dishes well and consistently as you give to practicing your excerpts. In short, discipline is not giving yourself a choice when presented with tasks you need to or want to accomplish. It's the mindset of setting those goals, figuring out how they can be accomplished, and then executing the steps needed without wavering. If incremental progress is the rule for moving forward with your life, discipline is what gives you the framework to create those increments. Discipline is your tool for moving forward. You may be thinking, if I'm setting goals, isn't that violating the rule of not looking into the future and only worrying about today? If one looks more deeply, the difference is apparent. The lesson from episode 1, don't worry about the future or what others are doing, instead, only be a bit better than yesterday, concerns obsessing over the lofty overarching goals at the expense of your immediate incremental goals, distracting from your work today that will help you advance. Discipline in action is what will allow you to focus on what you are doing today, right now, and improve in a small but meaningful way from where you were yesterday. If you aren't moving forward, you aren't moving toward your goals, and without goals, what are you moving toward with your incremental progress? Let's talk about this in the context of a professional orchestra position. Chances are, if you're following this channel, you already have a clearly defined goal. Get a job in an orchestra. That is a lofty goal. Only a handful of musicians make their living as a full-time orchestral musician. It requires over a decade of musical training from early childhood, with a high-quality private teacher and several years of university-level education. It requires countless hours of dedicated work and practice from a fairly early age, and even then, only the very best of those dedicated people will have a chance of making it into a mid-level orchestra, let alone a world-class orchestra. Glossing over the education and private training needed, what does this path actually look like? It's taking care of your daily needs, like food and shelter and sleep and leisure, but also budgeting time for multiple hours of practice every day. It's keeping your body healthy and fit so that you can withstand the physical toll of hours of practicing and avoid injury. It's developing your mind so you can stay sharp and adaptable and maintain your ability to constantly question yourself. Discipline is obviously a positive quality in a musician. It takes discipline to dedicate multiple hours every day to your craft. But what if your discipline only extends taking the time to practice and not the actual time you spend practicing? Without discipline within the practice room, you will likely fall prey to unhelpful practice, rendering the discipline you've built blocking out practice time wasted. What if you have discipline in the practice room, taking time to work methodically, but don't have the discipline to ask the right questions about why things aren't working, and the discipline to answer those questions honestly? That is still wasted discipline. If that makes sense, consider this. Practicing discipline in all aspects of your life will make it more natural to apply it within your music. After all, if you develop discipline as a trait rather than as an isolated musical strategy, your entire life will benefit, which in turn will help your music advance. It will feel more natural to apply discipline in the practice room, if you have cultivated discipline in your larger life. Your life will improve measurably, and your music, as a part of your life, will similarly improve. Anything worth doing is worth doing properly. What is your life but the sum of the things you do? Isn't that worth getting right? From cleaning your room to planning the trajectory of your future life, no matter how big or how small, they all have one thing in common: you. Simply put, limited discipline will produce only limited results. If you are not in the habit of using a disciplined approach, you will have to take extra time and effort just to apply it in limited circumstances. Furthermore, lacking discipline in your life at large, you will find even your hard-won musical discipline is not enough to make up for missing deadlines, forgetting about gigs, losing sleep from poor scheduling, and illness and injury from your neglected physical health. This is, in essence, what I mean by moving forward through discipline. Don't just be a bit better than yesterday in your practice room. Apply it to your entire life. Be your own friend at all times, not just in the practice room. Ask yourself hard questions about why something isn't working out, not just about a difficult passage, but about an obstacle in your life. Be honest in your answers. Is it your fault? Even if it isn't, what can you do about it? Cultivate the mindset of forming clear goals and executing the necessary steps on a daily basis. Develop discipline in your life so you can move forward.